mentioned this before the analyst stand. It's like another version of Ruby, but with a crazy amount of burst damage for the ultimate instead of a setup.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 3 here between nxpe and Smart Omega. Still, again, a lot on the line here for both teams, but specifically nxpe. Let's see if they can take this series here.
This is unbridled aggression by Chaknu. You see how well Piso rotated, and then the Grok just goes up. Where you going? Where you going?
This is a crazy aggressive rotation by Omega early on in the top lane.
I think it's needed though. Again, when you have this lane here, you don't want it to be, disturbed really. Like you want to go ahead and grab your buffs early on, continue on from there, and just have a good time.
He's going just as fast as Yakai. How'd that happen? He went toe-to-toe, 50-50, the Little Wanderer, and then took both his buffs and now stealing away K's in small camp.
I think we're just seeing Ryzen with a comfort for him, laying as one of the poison picks of Omega last season. Well,
yeah, and like you guys mentioned, we're not used. Again, it's nice to see Ling coming out here, but a lot of the times we have seen later portions of the game where, similar to Fanny in a way, where if you don't have those, especially the purple buff, you kind of, I don't want to say you're a completely sitting duck, but you do struggle a lot here. And if you compare that to Kaizen on the Sakai, where it doesn't really matter later on, right? Your main thing is to get the heavy spin off, push people away, find setups if you can. So again, it's going to be an interesting thing to see play out here, but still pretty steady for both teams. Turtle's going to be coming up here in just a second. There it is. And you can already see Ryzen just giving this one a go. They got the information that nxpe was on the top side. Can they grab this in time?
So far, it's looking like they can get it. Look at Chaknu blocking the way. Kaizen, maybe too late to the party. Oh, I was afraid that Ryzen was going to keep his retribution. I was so close. But they do secure it. Omega takes the first hurdle.
Yeah, slow and steady pace right now, but Omega are going for very aggressive rotations for a lot of information. You see Chaknu in the purple buff area.
Eltomox with the better airstrike. Yelling, Guardian's barrier. Chaknu says, where are you going, son? And now El Piso wondering where it all went wrong. Kaizen not even going to think about it.
Oh, I like the rotations by Itomax and Chaknu right now. They're really stopping the tempo that nxpe evos can be playing with an even Matilda together. The more they do this, the more room they give for Ryzen, and the less room of possibilities for nxpe evos.
Omega wants to take a bite out of donut. Here comes Kaizen to the rescue. Headbutt. The answer. Etomox with the flicker. No one dies here today.
Yeah, and Kaizen really holding close to that heavy spin, though it looked like a saucy target to get.
Oh!
He didn't just commit.
Eagle on the Cara. Too much burst damage. Bobs the old Etomox with the better airstrike. Chaknu with the wild charge. And the power of nature. Donut gets the Guardian's barrier onto him. Oh, Kaizen answering the old heavy spin. Plus Tempest of Blades. Both junglers survive. Not the same story for Etomox. That's an interesting trade up top.
Oh, the guts of Ryzen to use the Guardian's barrier that Chaknu used himself to pin down the members of Omega with a heavy spin to be able to secure that kill onto the members of Omega. Yeah, friendly fire.
Sword.
Yeah.
You gotta watch where you're placing that Guardian's barrier because Kaizen's gonna use it. So, I mean, again, it's still, across the board, Smart Omega able to swing a little bit of a lead in their favor here, and already items kind of being locked in. Nothing just yet, though, I believe, except there was, I'm not sure if that was Kelra that already had his first item as he rushed it.
Yeah, both teams. Let's see if they're going to get the interesting item choices later on.
Oh, Etomox! About 6 feet short of getting anybody with the feathered airstrike. Was enough to zone out nxpe evos, though. But looks like Kaizen and Renegade are up to something. It's just Renzio on the scene of the crime. Can Kaizen make this a quick one? Indeed, he can. Walks away with it. It's a 1-for-1. nxpe gets a turtle.
Yeah, and with the time spent by Omega to try and go for the turtle, now this time nxpe evos has a big opening up top to force back Kelra and get more damage onto the tower of the gold laner of Omega.
Yeah, so they trade that, right? I mean, similar thing happened with turtle number 1, where it was just kind of cross-map and they had the information that they needed, and then the other team just kind of switched it around. But this time, too, Smart Omega still holding on to that minor gold lead, but because they were able to get that plating up top, they're going to be whittling it down a little bit. But still, we see nxpe trying to find moments if they can, or they can actually just sit back a little bit and just fight these objective fights later on. Hopefully they can also get into the jungle of Ryzen to really kind of slow down this Ling, but right now, I don't think that's possible for them just yet.
Yeah, Omega still keeping up the tempo of invades. Jelly Haze, he needs to watch himself. Right now, up top, you see there, next play, evos might be able to get a tower, but Omega with a concealed play up top, trying to rush it. Let's see if they can get something.
And it's El Piso and Donut. Oh, but on the operating table, the doctor's here. Etomax takes down Donut, and Ryzen gets hit. Oh, it's a circling eagle onto Etomax. Bye-bye, Captain, 1 for 1.
That is the gold laner for the roamer. Omega wins that trade. A little bit more control up top is what Omega got out of there. Etomax put himself in a dangerous position, but it was the perfect position in that scenario to make sure that they got Donut down.
Oh, this is a dangerous game. Keller's playing. Oh, Filipino Savage thinks not enough to win against 3, not at 6 minutes.
The clap back.
I was going to say that, you know, that just looks like a struggle there for that Melissa pick specifically, but you know, where do you have to go there?
Yeah.
Because you don't even have a, you know, you don't have a flicker. You're running with the
Inspire,
right? You're running with the Inspire here, so you're kind of in a sticky situation if you do get caught in the lane.
Yeah.
And you know, I feel like the Fredrin versus Esmeralda battle is an eternal battle in itself here.
Not really. I've experienced it before. Esmeralda just wins against the Fredrin
Still.
incredibly. So it's a decisive victory for an Esmeralda against a Fredrin in lane.
Oh no, because of that fumble on the Savage up top. nxpe able to crack open that turret. Resetting the turtle though. Nice use of the Guardian Barrier by Chaknu. I'm thinking, where does Kelra look for his moments? Because so far, it looks like these kill the gold laners moments is going towards nxpe's way.
Yeah, again, I think this is just a little bit of a struggle for the Melissa pick. Maybe because also just how mobile nxpe is. I mean, you're talking about, again, having a Matilda there, the guiding winds, even Yelly Haze, right? Being able to fly around on, or being able to just kind of disengage with that real world manipulation. It makes it really hard for Melissa to kind of get in those positions. And again, we'll have to see how it plays out in mid to late game, because so far it's just kind of been steady. And now this is just going to be nxpe taking a turtle once again here. Kind of free.
Yeah, but the answer by Omega, given that window, was a turret down bottom and as well the orange buff away from Kaizen. But oh, here's a quick fight in mid. In efforts of pushing the mid lane, tier 1 turret. Next play, Evos tried to go in. Etomax answers with a feathered airstrike. Kaizen a little in too deep. Goes for the headbutt. Can he survive this? Chaknu swinging out. There's a guard's barrier. The heavy spin answering back. Yelly Haze, cover fire. He survives.
He's out of there. Let's see if he can get his purple buff. Kaizen will not be able to get it. That is a purple buff, more so onto the hands of Ryzen.
Yeah. Coming in the jungle.
He has to leave this.
Taking yo buffs. Tempest of Blades used in a defensive manner. Oh, that's an ult that Omega's gonna need.
Yeah, Fredrin has like a bigger sword compared to the Ling.
That he swings with one hand.
That he swings with one hand.
With the other hand in his pocket.
Yeah, so it's like no analysis needed there. That's just like a common sense at that point why the Ling just struggles up against a Fredrin.
Copacetic, bro.
But the Fredrin struggles against a magical dancer.
Kind of weird.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Where's the lore for that one, Leo?
I'll get back to you.
Well,
talk to me in a bit.
Oh, Chaknu.
That's a wild charge answer in the headbutt, putting up a Guardian's Barrier for a good measure. Now Renegade and Renzio again, the dance. The dance up top. Can Renzio get his way? Holding on to that one minion, and he eventually will not. The Hitman says, "Thou shalt not take my turret."
The Ren Cha-Cha.
Excuse me?
Ren Cha. They will start with Ren.
The Ren.
Yeah, the Ren Cha-Cha. It's Renjo, Renegade. They're both Cha-Cha.
Oh, we get it. I was thinking about the hero name.
Cool. Yeah, me too. 3.5 out of 5.
Well,
thank you.
Back to the game here. The turret finally doesn't go down. Actually, so the turret up top does go down. The grab pad eventually falls to the Cha-Cha. And now the first Lord of the game is going to come up here. We're going to see both teams grab the buffs that they need. They might even put pressure here on the top side if they can. But again, I think Smart Omega is just in a good position to actually take this first Lord here, because right now, the main damage dealers for nxpe, specifically even Donut, has kind of struggled here finding the footing, and already we'll see them go ahead and pull out the Lord from the pit, and the dance will start here. But we got to see Ryzen go grab that orange buff on the top side, and meanwhile, Smart Omega looking to find some positioning.
Omega has a really good position here. The Chakno especially. Kaizen. He has to be careful there.
There's a huge rock in this bush.
Yeah. I wonder how long Omega will stay up here until they are forced to go up top. Okay, no, Renegade has left the lane, but Ryzen's going to be clearing it, so no jungler here for Omega. I don't know what the colors are going to be. E2 Max in a dangerous position.
Wings by Wings out, and nobody forcing an engage quite.
That little lead that Smart Omega has, this has kind of been the story of it. So it is going to be nxpe starting to pull this one. They're rushing in half health.
Ryzen too far.
Raining down the damage. That's way too much. Look at the back line.
The back line.
Donut and the RWM. Kaizen gets it. Heavy spin. Tempest of Blades. It's pandemonium in the river. But nxpe was happy to walk away with this major objective.
A gutsy call there by nxpe evos. They saw Ryzen was still up top, and that they trusted he wouldn't be able to get there in time. He did though, but in the end, it was Kaizen who got the retribution off just in time. The perfect time to secure that Lord for nxpe.
Man, nxpe's timings are really good this game. I mean, very similar to, their game number 1, and they're just working with a lot of the mobility that they have. Even though Renegade doesn't have any kills, doesn't have any assists, him putting pressure in the lanes is exactly what he is known for doing. That's what he's doing even with a Fredrin, but now in the mid lane, it's going to be Smart Omega pushing this one.
Yep, it comes at the cost of RWM and Feather Death Strike. El Piso going in with a Circling Eagle, but answered back, taking away those shields. Renzio dances his merry way on out of there. No one goes down.
Wow, good call there though. Omega dealt with the Lord really easily, which is Ryzen soloing the Lord there. No wonder why they went for that play in the mid lane. Almost went bad for them, but now the next play was with the counter.
Seal play, that's 3, hitting 3. Here comes Kaizen, the jump in. Ryzen knocked up. Renegade doing so much work. There's Circling Eagle again. Coming in. Kaizen trying to isolate Ryzen. Hit him with a retribution. Tempest of Blades on out. Dashing away, catching that sword. Renzio dancing as well. And it's a party up in here. Omega happy to get that 1 kill onto the poor Donut.
Oh, the mid lane dance is still going on. Actually, Evos might fumble here if they aren't careful. Chagno doesn't have his ultimate just yet for entry. Both mages, the Eve and the Farsa, both have their ultimates. There's
a Feathered Air Strike, but it's going to be enough to zone away nxpe evos. He takes that turret.
Just a game of zones right now.
Game of zones. I like it. Yeah. Game of zones.
Nice
indeed.
song, bro.
And the sound effects.
And always me.
This is the thing, right? Are you seeing the struggle that Fredrin is having here? I mean, you have the taunt.
Yeah.
You have a little bit of CC. But even when someone is so low, I mean, it's hard to see the contribution there. I mean, is it just the CC, the tankiness factor for this Fredrin pick? It doesn't seem like Renegade, too.
He doesn't die, but he doesn't make others die either. So,
yeah, it looks like he hasn't gotten that perfect opportunity to get the ultimate off. Again, the damage of his ultimate scales off of the amount of damage he takes in a fight. But Renegade, the way we've been seeing him positioning is just going for a sandwich wraparound.
Yeah.
You know, that kind, wherein the members of Omega have already used most of their damage-dealing abilities against some other members of nxpe evos, so that his ultimate doesn't deal as much damage as it could.
Yeah, and it doesn't help for the fact that the Ult on El Piso and Kaizen displace people.
Yes.
So where do you go to catch that damage and throw it back at Omega? So that's a real dilemma that they have. And that put Omega about 3K ahead. This seems to be another turtle dance coming up.
Update, a very quick one. Omega, if they win the series, secures their playoff slot. So now Omega are fighting for their playoffs spot security.
Well, they'll be the 4th team to secure a spot for the playoffs. And again, they're off to a great start here, already kind of snowballing, 15 minutes in the game. I feel like for this next Lord, though, Renegade is definitely going to be needed for this one to really just use this Fredrin the best way that he can. Either take some of this damage, cause the CC, get the taunts off. But it's already pretty chaotic here. Lord's going to reset again. Ryzen's going to have to deal with that. Kaizen also spots out Etu Max here. We can see it's pretty crazy split on the mid lane and even the bottom side.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Okay, cool.
nxpe evos really wants to keep that tier 2 down bottom. Very, very important for them to at least help Donut catch up. Again, 0-3 on this Clint, 15 minutes in. Hard reset
Oh, they
on
fought
the Lord here. Where's Chaknu going? Where's Chucky? Let's go.
Okay, well, Lord is just going to be forgotten for now. Still, nxpe can't even get this tier 1 turret down just yet. They're going to be looking to put pressure in other parts if they can. There you go. Does that, they hold on to that tier 2?
They caught it. They caught it. It's saved.
It's safe for now. So you can still see, again, Renegade is just going to go ahead and focus on the top side, put pressure there. No one actually committing to the Lord just yet. They don't want to take the chance. They don't want to risk the chance here.
Can't afford it.
Look at the damage being dealt out by Renegade alone onto that Ling. Or Renegade is just going to continue pestering him. This might open up an opportunity for nxpe evos, but they lose their tower down bot.
And they finally lost it. Renegade is just going to back off here. Ryzen goes and continues just to take the buffs. Position fighting still here for the Lord. How we're going to work on it.
Feathered airstrike canceled by the heavy spin. And can they blast him? There's the stun, the passive on the Farsa. Dropping down where Kaizen was. He gets juked. The sidestep. There's a circling eagle. And the Tempest of Blaze, the answer back. El Piso bites in the RWM by Yelly Hayes, but no one's home. There's nobody to keep him down. And here's the eternal battle. The Renegade, Fredrin versus the Renegade. Wild charge. Another Feathered airstrike. Down goes the Panda. Donut follows back. Yelly Hayes as well. Hitman run.
The CMS. The Chak Mamba surprise.
TM, patent pending 2021. Oh, Chakno almost denies Renegade the entry into his base. Renzio with a falling star moon into that base, and they're gonna crack it. Down goes the Hitman. Down goes the base. Smart Omega takes game 3.
Ding, 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 ding. Playoff secured for Smart Omega on the back of the CMS Chak Mamba surprise, giving the victory to Omega.
They go party in the barangay tonight.
A fiesta in the streets.
I think it was the pep talk after game 1 from the CEO Hito and Zapnu that gave him that drive there for the next 2 games. I mean, what a performance. They didn't even need the Lord, right? They just microed around it, did a little bit of a dance, and again, it was... I mentioned this in the draft. I said, last time I remember seeing Chaknu play the Grok single-handedly